What's happening? How are you guys doing? Thanks for looking in. I am Andy, and in this video we're going to do 12 cards for 12 star signs, a tarot card for every sign of the zodiac, and we'll see where we end up. I'm using this. It's one of my favourite decks, just about my top favourite deck at the moment actually, the Starman Tarot, based on artwork done for David Bowie, but very, very powerful tarot deck in its own right, actually. So how are you guys doing, eh? I'm doing pretty well, you know, and thanks for asking. I really enjoy the kind of familial feeling here on YouTube. There's something about YouTube, it's, you know, it's a big kind of commercial entity, but at the same time, the spiritual sort of relationships that we build up on here seem to be quite powerful, you know. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm sure you've been guided here somehow, and I'm sure I've been guided to sit here right at this moment in my little place in Wales, United Kingdom, to do this reading right now, because this is the best time to do it. And you know, whatever advice the tarot gives, it's nearly always based on the idea that the world is the way it's supposed to be right now. Okay, there's a lot of troubles with the world, there's no getting away from that, but the troubles are there because you know, it's kind of like light and dark. You know, we have darkness so that we know what light is, and vice versa. It works both ways. And the troubles in the world bring the best out of us, and you know, the problems that we go through essentially bring the best out of us and really get things moving. You know, if it wasn't for that, I don't think anything like as many people would be striving to get the best out of life, not just for themselves, but to kind of, you know, charge their batteries up spiritually so that they can give out to other people. I know I've been on the receiving end of a lot of beautiful love and light that's come to me through the internet. Of course, we all get bad comments and stuff sometimes, that can't be helped, but I had one just the other night actually. But you know, even then, right, YouTube kind of transmutes the negative energy of a thing like that, and it counts as an impression. It sort of bigs your channel up anyway, even if someone gives it a thumbs down or leaves a negative remark. Still, the channel benefits from it. So, you know, win-win situation, really, and that's what we like to have, is it not? Anyway, let's get a wiggle on and get to the first card, and this is for the sign of Aries, and it's number 11, and it's justice. Now then, divine justice, worldly justice, what do you think? In this card, both are showing up, and it's different strokes for different folks, so whichever one of those aspects of justice you really desire and want to have in your life at the moment, this card is bringing it to you, okay, Aries. We've got a void moon at the moment, by the way. I'm just doing this on new moon, so there's kind of some new beginnings going on here, although the moon is actually void in Scorpio at the moment, so we don't really want to be changing anything for at least the next couple of days. But justice is what it's all about, and as the moon starts a new cycle, life starts a new cycle, really, and it's always like that, you know. We're always going from one cycle to the next, and what we didn't get right last time, or maybe what other people didn't do right the last time in terms of doing the right thing by us, there's a chance for everything to come into balance as we go through the cycle. So Aries, this is for you guys. Let me take a closer look. These are so colourful, I have to turn them around and have a look because I can't make them out in the screen. This lady appears to be holding like a brain in one hand and a heart in the other hand, so I guess it's hearts and minds. But you know, there are many levels of justice, there are many levels of things working themselves out, and there is actually a lot of green around the brain and a fair bit of green around the heart as well. So, and I'm wearing green. It's a healing kind of a colour, and it's, you know, it's heart chakra colour as well. So all positive there. Okay, now things might not be all positive now, and a lot of people who read the tarot kind of spend a lot of time trying to be as serious as possible and say, well, you know, bad things are going to happen because it says so in the tarot. And that's really not what it's all about, you know. I'm sometimes accused of being far too positive, but I don't care about that because everything that negative that comes up in the tarot, in life, anywhere, is actually coming up so that it can be healed. That is our mission. That's what we're here in this world to do. Okay, so anyway, that's my little rant over Taurus. And we've got the Two of Wands. Okay, so wand card energy here. We have got, let me see, just check, make sure I'm getting this right because I'd hate to get it wrong. I guess going so fast sometimes I don't think of these things. It's fire sign energy anyway. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, those people around you, Taurus, those people wherever they are in your lives or in your hearts or in your minds or wherever they are, it's fire sign energy. And it's not just those signs that come up, it's the actual fire energy that matters here. Things aren't too fiery at the moment with the moon void, of course, but in the next couple of days, maybe even you're watching this kind of Tuesday, Wednesday, in which case that's when the fire really gets lit again and things start happening again. There is an absolutely amazingly drawn character up here. Very white, quite kind of ghostly and spooky in a lot of ways, but it's representing, you know, I suppose it's the higher self in so many ways. And the thing about this, Taurus, is that the higher self that we have kind of locked into our own subconscious mind is very closely linked up and attuned to everything that's going on with God and angels and the universe and everything out there. We have to see these influences, these things as kind of outside things because they act on our lives. But at the same time, we've got all those things within us, you know, we really have. So it's the Two of Wands. This is where the energy starts flowing. This is at the beginning of a project, really. And as we're going into a new cycle right now with the new moon, that is really no bad thing. And that lines up very nicely. Fieriness down here in the corner, we can see it's not quite right at the center of the picture, but maybe it's a gentle fire. Maybe that way things are going to start up in a way we can deal with. But the character here seems to be shooting streaks of lightning out of his feet and walking on hot coals. And you know, if you get it right, you can actually walk on hot coals. Don't try this at home, folks. It's not my fault if you burn your feet off, which you might very well do if you don't kind of walk on those coals very carefully and very gently. But at least it's not about walking on eggshells. That's the thing, Taurus. Okay, so put all that compassion, all that Taurian care that you guys have got so deep in your hearts, put that to work as you go forward, because the winds of change are just beginning to blow for you guys. I think they've been blowing for everyone recently, actually. And we've had it's been the post-shadow to Mercury retrograde, so things really have been blowing in the wind, and Mercury's been void in Scorpio as well a fair bit. And that tends to bring really crazy, wild physical weather, you know, blowing storms around the earth. And I must say, I'm surprised I've still got a roof on my house at the moment. But I'm grateful, I'm delighted, and I'm thankful for that. Anyway, so where are we? Gemini, and here is a card. This has come up in the last 3 readings. This one, the Eight of Wands, is just not letting go. No doubt it's trying to teach me something, and no doubt it's trying to teach you something as well, dear viewer, whatever's going on. So we've got this great big purple sphere, more or less in the position of the heart chakra here. So there's heart level healing is what I'm bringing out of this one. It's a wand card again. It's fire sign energy and very, very fiery indeed. This is almost like a Van de Graaff generator with a beautiful light high up in the sky there. And it's the spiritual access, this one really is, because it's the number 8. It's as above, so below. So Gemini, that's where it's headed, okay? You guys are very good at kind of living in 2 worlds at once, so make the most of that, if you will. I have to have a drink in a second, excuse me. Make the most of that, if you will, and just reach for the skies within, because like I was saying, what's within us is also without us at the same time. And it's when we kind of really understand that the all the out there Gemini feelings and all the desire to really kind of get cosmic and really get in touch with the universe, that's when it all falls into place, and that's when it starts working. Okay, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. We are going to have a card for Cancer, but first I'm going to have a drink of tea for a sore throat. My favourite Earl Grey tea. You know, I absolutely love Earl Grey. It's a wonderful tea. It's got orange oil in it, which kind of overcomes the bitterness of the tea a bit, which is great because I don't put milk in it, you know. I come from a long line of sailors. Cancer, we have got number 0 in the major arcana. This essentially is what you'd call the Fool card in any traditional view of the tarot. Right here It's the sacred clown. And this character looks like he's setting off on a journey, but he's got an awful lot of fire behind him there. Loads and loads of fiery energy there. So even though this isn't a wand card, I'm pointing to the fire signs again, Cancer, okay? This is Leo, it's Sagittarius, and it's Aries around you. That is the message that's kind of coming into me from the divine realms as I do this. And I'm also going to say something about healthy eating here. And it's not just healthy eating, but it's living a healthy kind of life. Because as you embark on the new journey in this new cycle of the moon, and in this world where tomorrow is always the first day of the rest of your life for all of us, Cancer, in your case particularly, make sure healthy mind, healthy body, and prepare yourself for whatever is to come. You don't actually know what's ahead of you. You don't actually know what's to come. You might think you do, but life is always changing. It's the fool's journey. It's the sacred clown. It's beginning, but it brings you out in a good place, Cancer. Okay, I'm going to steam along now because I'm taking a bit too long about this. If I spend too long making the video and it gets really long, then it kind of takes about 2 days to upload, and then, you know, the energy of the moment is kind of gone. So let's keep steaming on. Another major arcana card, this time for the sign of Leo. It's number 3. It's the Empress, and really she's kind of sitting between two pillars, all right, like she does in all the traditional cards, but these have got a very kind of pinky, fiery energy. Yet again, there's fire all over the place. Her dress actually looks like fire, and the thing about the Empress is she comes up when you're ready to make the journey, when you're ready to go that bit further into life, and when you're ready. She's the one after the High Priestess, you know. And so the journey is kind of underway in so many ways, but she's there to help, to guide you along the way, Leo. Okay, so look out for that guidance and try and see with the eye of your heart, if you know what I mean. We're always talking about the third eye chakra, the eye, which is kind of about the inner mind and looks inwards, and it's all about spiritual vision, of course. But scientists have actually found cells in the human heart which they're pretty sure are capable of thought. I'm not a heart scientist. I'm not any kind of scientist. Actually, but do dwell on that idea, you know, that you can sometimes see, you can feel with your heart. Find your way forward deeply in association with that heart chakra, okay? And the Empress will kind of bring things round for you, Leo, when the time is right, because she's a very seasonal kind of energy, is the Empress. There we go, that one's for Leo. So what have we got for the sign of Virgo? And Major Arcana keeps popping up. This is the third one in a row, and I am shuffling, believe me, but that's how it goes. Sometimes the tarot is so kind of focused, so zeroed in to what it's trying to say, that you can't help thinking, did I shuffle that right? But I've shuffled it loads and loads. I'm shuffling down here just about all the time. Okay, so in the Major Arcana, it's number 19. It's the Sun. Okay, so Virgo, so close to completion here. Close, but in some ways, no cigar. The cigar side of things, if you like, is happening up in the sky above the character's head. And that really is the divine fire coming in, really trying to make things happen. You could even say the violet flame, even though it's not coloured violet. There is a lot of purple down here. And it's just so bright that all we can see there is the fire. So great, great things happening. I almost wish I was a Virgo looking at this card. It's fiery and it's life. Things are really, really coming to life for you guys, Virgo. And also, you know, the sun, it's what gives us life, isn't it? It's what warms the planet up and makes it possible to actually have a human life. If we fly too close to it, our wings get burned, and then we've had it like the mythical character, what was his name? Icarus, I think, got into all kinds of trouble by flying too close to the sun. But just you know, don't be in too much of a hurry, I suppose, is the best way to look at this, Virgo, because great things are happening and there's a massive amount of energy behind it for you guys. It's going to be a great moon cycle for Virgo. I hope it's going to be a great moon cycle for everyone, actually. That's the plan. That's what I'd like to hope, because I can't help but care about my viewers, you know. And I'll say it again, if you're a new viewer, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, because at least 2 or 3 times a week I seem to come up with a video, and they're usually readings. I did one the other day about the history of the tarot, and only the hardcore people really watched it, you know. But I enjoyed doing it, and if you watched it, you're very welcome to it, because I did it for you. I do it for all of you all the time. Okay, Four of Swords for the sign of Libra here. Okay, now then, it's a 4 square number. It's very positive. We're looking at the angelic connection here, no doubt. And this character is painted blue and reminds me rather, it looks a very feminine character. And this reminds me a lot of the Hindu images of Lord Krishna and all the Hindu deities, which are painted blue to show that they're spiritual souls. So Libra, that spiritual soul is really going to be shining out of you. That's what this next part of the cycle is going to be about for you. Do think about meditation, okay? That's very strongly indicated in this card. Now, it's sword energy, so it's air sign energy, and that is actually you, Libra. It's also Gemini and Aquarius, those people around you, maybe those influences in your birth chart, Librans, you know. All dark around the sky, sort of around the upper half. It's not the sky, is it? It's kind of the upper half of this rather darkened room. But it's not nasty darkness, you know. I can see purple shining out. I can see all kinds of colours kind of very faintly in the background. And sometimes the real kind of amazing fire of life that brings us new ideas and gets us moving is subtle, Libra, and it's well hidden. And that allows you to bring it out and bring it into balance with the rest of what's going on. And the way to do that, best of all, is through meditation, okay? A lot of people struggle to meditate. You go into a meditation, you start thinking, have I left the iron on? You know, did I kind of feed the chickens? I've just thought my chickens are wandering about. I hope they're okay. I'll have to go and check on them soon, because sometimes there's a fox about in bad weather. But there you go. See, it's a distraction, and that happens with meditation all the time. It is the nature of meditation. But when you meditate, even if it's not going well, even if it's full of distractions, it's making you aware of those distractions. It's making you aware of what isn't really doing the business, what isn't really doing the do in your life. And that really helps straighten things out, Libra. Scorpio now. Here we go. And it's the 7 of Pentacles. So Scorpio, get yourselves grounded. This is earth sign energy here. Okay, earthiness all around. And it looks almost sort of Neanderthal, like prehistoric picture that we've got here. But there are pentacles all over the place. It's the 7 of Pentacles. It's a magic number. This deck is full of magic, but this card most particularly is full of magic, okay? In terms of numerology, you are really close to getting there, Scorpio. You really are. Things are moving, and there's a lot of white in the sky, and if we just kind of zero in on that, in its rather abstract way, is that a rocket about to take off? I don't know, but it looks like a city. It looks like a distant city. So you're kind of nearly there, Scorpio. You've got it in sight. You've got it in view. You can get there. But don't be put off by small details that might come up and just kind of make you think, oh, you know, life is either one thing or the other, and at the moment it's not going my way. Forget that, okay? Life isn't always going everybody's way, even if I bring a card out that says it is, and my cards never say that, because no cards ever say that. But life is changing, it goes in cycles, so what doesn't work out this time is going to work out next time. But think about it, is there something that didn't work out last time, Scorpio, that you would actually like to make real and actually make happen in your own life, in your own kind of truth and in your own genuine way? Think about that, because there's a new cycle starting here with the new moon. We are going right on through into December in this moon cycle, so we're coming to the end of the year. Let's really get things achieved, okay? It's not too late. When it gets close to the end of the year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that kind of thing, and then of course the new year, we as human beings tend to think we should have got everything finished and tied up by Christmas, you know, or by Thanksgiving or whatever, because that's the way we kind of interpret time. It goes by festivals, it goes by anniversaries. Very human. But with the tarot and with any kind of spiritual practice, we're always trying to look outside ourselves a bit. And we need to look outside the everyday world, we really do, to find the answers. And when we do that, nothing is really time limited. It's very true, Scorpios and everyone else listening. that good ideas can have a shelf life. Well, they always do have a shelf life, actually. But it doesn't mean that your clock can't come round, and it doesn't mean you can never get that opportunity again if it doesn't work. So fear not, just make the most of it, okay? And make a boast about it as well, if I was you. Why not? Got to blow your own trumpet. That is Scorpio. So Sagittarius, and it's time for me now because I'm a Saggy and I get something out of this. And it's the King of Cups, okay? Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, somewhere around us, fellow Sagittarians. No doubt about that. But it's the King energy, and he actually looks a little bit all at sea in this card, doesn't he? He doesn't look like the strict kind of in-control king. He looks like kind of his armies have got something wrong, and he's like, oh no, look at that, oh no. See, so this one's saying that the best laid plans of mice and men just don't always work out. But like I was saying for Scorpio, there is a flow, things go in cycles. What doesn't work out this time, you know, life goes around and then things come around and then things change around. And there's water in the bottom of the card here. And that flow of water that we look at with the water sign energy of cups about our longings and desires, that flow is a universal flow. And it's actually bringing our heart's desire towards us all the time. That really is the nature of the cups. They're all about longings and desires, and the watery side of it is that, you know, the water is always flowing. New things are always coming in. Life is always changing. And Sagittarians, my friends, my fellow Sagittarians, let us all bear in mind as we go through this next moon cycle, or at least until the next reading, which won't be long, by the way. Let's bear in mind that good things that we thought had gone might just come around again. And good things that are better than anything we ever dreamed might happen are also out there waiting to happen. Now then, this time we go with Capricorn, and now we've got Pentacles again. Very earthy, very grounded. But this character, look, really reaching up into the spiritual sky. And this is for Capricorn. Capricorn, yeah, that's right. I do get ever so mixed up, but isn't that just life? And the colours are very mixed up in this card as well. But it's the Eight of Pentacles. Very, very positive in terms of abundance, in terms of making things happen spiritually as well, because it's the 8, the figure of 8. It's as above, so below, and it's eternity. And that's why it's so important, really, to be grounded at this time, Capricorn. And I know you guys are very good at getting grounded, because this is actually Earth sign energy with the Pentacles suit, and that is Taurus, Virgo, and it is Capricorn, of course, as I'm sure you know. But look at all the wildly fluctuating different colours that there are in this card, Capricorn. It really is something of a wild card, and it shows that just about anything can happen. But look, what's really important here, this character has got his or her head right up in the stars, in the kind of fire, the creative fire of spiritual energy that's coming down. It's coming down around all of us at the time, but Capricorn, this is particularly important for you guys to tune into this month, because in terms of as above, so below, you see, this character is very, very grounded, and we've got a very natural green, almost like green grass, showing up in the sky. And that's a reflection coming up from the earth, of course. A bit like, you know, the sea looks blue because all the light is reflected from the sky. And the sky itself isn't exactly blue. It appears blue because it's so far away and there's so much of it. And that is just how it goes. Sometimes there isn't an explanation. So, 2 signs to go. And where are we going next? We're going to Capricorn. And I'm shuffling like a mad thing here. And now we've got the King of Swords. We're really having kings as we get later on into this set of cards here, actually. So, Aquarius, King of Swords here. And so, now I'm really drawn to the king side of things. This king looks a lot more omnipotent than the last king looks. He looks like he's totally in charge. So much so, he doesn't really care. You know, he's just kind of sitting back, and there's lightning flashing and things going off all over the place here. But it's sword card energy, it's air signs, it's Gemini and it's Libra, and it's you, Aquarius. So this is very sign appropriate yet again. Now this king knows that, you know, people just can't question him. And really the flow of life is very like that. There's no point in questioning it. excuse me, there's no point in questioning it. I can barely speak at the moment. There's no point in questioning the flow of life, why it happens, wondering if it's actually going to keep flowing. Of course it's going to keep flowing. Long after the human race has become extinct, this planet, this whole solar system will actually still be at work, will actually still be living and breathing. And you know, the human souls that we have now will still be around, just in another form, I've no doubt, because that's the nature of reincarnation. So Aquarius, take heart. Don't worry about all the changes going on around you. Just kind of sit back, okay, and try and have the wisdom of the king. And if you need some help, then help is going to come in a very powerful way for you, I'm sure, because what we actually need, not just what we desire, but what we actually need, finds its way to us. The universe is like that. That, my friends, is how it works. And that's not just for Capricorns, that's for everyone. No, it's not just for Aquarians or Capricorns, it's for everyone. That card was for Aquarians. And for you as well. I mean, you know, you can always pick all 12 cards here. There's no problem with that. Or just pick out numbers that mean something to you. No problem at all. I put all these things out here because it's what the spiritual guidance that comes to me in meditation is telling me to do. So we come to the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces, and this really makes me think of cycles starting again. It's the Strength card, Major Arcana again. It's number 8, so yet again, that number 8 is there saying, as above, so below. And we're really getting a lot of that feeling of eternity, and that feeling of a reminder, really, to keep our eyes on the general prize of the fact that we can actually have some sort of relationship with the divine, with the almighty, with the angels, and most importantly, friends, with the higher self. Strength. So Pisceans, you're going to need all your strength by the look of it, and it's not actually going to be a problem, you know. One lion is roaring with its mouth open, the other one's just kind of gritting its teeth like it's going to eat someone. But the character cares not a jot. Look how relaxed she is, Pisces. This is how you've got to be, actually. Just be in your power, certainly, you know. It's always good to hold the intention of being in your power. And we all have some power, especially at times when we don't think we've got any. That's when our power is at its strongest, actually. So Pisces, focusing on that idea of power. There's a lot going on up in the heavens here, and this always looks a bit like writing to me. It actually isn't writing. When you look closely at it, it's almost like a field of daisies or flowers or something. But just in the camera, just as I'm kind of tuning in and reading this with the spiritual feelings that I get around what I immediately see without thinking too much about it, that looks like writing to me. So the writing's on the wall, Pisces. There's no getting out of it, but it's not going to be a problem. Maybe what's coming up in this next month is going to take all the strength you've got, Pisces. Maybe it's going to make you feel like it's a bit too much, a bit more than you can handle, but the universe throws nothing at all at any of us until we've actually got the resources to handle it. That's the love. And when we ask ourselves, you know, why do bad things happen to good people and stuff like that, it's all part of the conundrum for sure, but we very often fall victim to things going on in life because we don't believe that we're going to be able to handle it, and we give up straight away. So I'll say this to Pisces because that's what the card is all about, but I'm saying it to everybody who is watching, everybody who is listening. Whatever life throws at you, you just big yourself up and decide you're going to push through it, you're going to handle it, because you know, when these things happen, for most of us in the world, nearly all of us in the world, even if we're kind of judged and people decide that we've got it wrong in some way, they can't kill us. Most places, I know it's not the reality in every country of the world, but generally speaking, they can't kill you. You will get through tomorrow. You will be asleep in your bed again, or someone's bed. You know, maybe someone else's bed if you're really lucky, but you'll be in bed, you'll be asleep. The day will end, another day will come. There'll be a new day. You can kind of fight your battles again. You can get things done. Looks like a bit of a battle to fight there for Pisceans, but aren't we just all fighting battles all the time, friends? It's just kind of the way of things. Anyway, there we go. We've gone through the zodiac. We've reached the sign of Pisces. So on that note, I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, and if you're new, I'm really, you know, very pleased, and I consider it a privilege that you would actually look in and look at my reading. If you've made it through to the end, well done. That's no bad thing at all. Anyway, whatever I've said, go with the gut feeling you get when you look at the card. If I've said something that's helped, that's absolutely great. But go with those cards because you were drawn to this video for a reason, friends. That's how it works. That's how it always is. Anyway, I'll be back again very soon with more readings. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Give me a thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. It all helps my impressions rate, you know, and does something good to keep the channel going on into the future. Leave me a comment as well, please, guys. I love reading your comments. As more comments come in and life gets busier, I can't always read all of them, I'm afraid. Well, I can't always reply to all of them. That's what I meant to say. I always read them and I always enjoy reading them. So leave me a comment. We will share the journey as we were meant to do. That's how we've met up here. And out of all the millions of things you could be doing on the internet, you've hit on my video, and my video has hit on your life in some way. So keep it real, keep it here, keep it twig, brother. I'll be back very soon with yet more readings. But as it's new moon, have a great month ahead, a great moon cycle ahead. And I will actually be back long before then. I'll be back in a few days with another reading. So keep it here. Okay, take care, folks. Thanks again for watching. Love, light, blessings, and peace.